Joe, welcome to Home Park. First of all, from your point of view, easy decision, difficult decision?
Easy decision, really. It sort of happened quite quickly. Obviously, really excited to be here, and the challenge that's ahead. Obviously, spoken to the manager, was really sort of aligned in what he wants me to bring to the team, and just excited to get back playing football. Obviously, it's a big club with great fans. Met all the boys and all the staff yesterday, and that all went well. So, yeah, really excited just to get going now.
Tom says you've been on his radar for a little while. When were you aware there was potential interest from Argyle?
You hear things obviously through sort of agents and intermediaries or whatever, but I spoke to him, like I say, last week, and it all sort of moved quite quickly from there, really. So yeah, just excited to be here.
And you said you and Tom were pretty aligned. I mean, it's no secret Argyle, very, very young side. I mean, you bring a wealth of experience. I'm guessing that was something that came to the fore in the conversations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, played a lot of games. You hope that you can come here, and first and foremost, I want to try and show what I can do, obviously on the pitch as a footballer myself, but also to try and help, obviously, what is a young team, to try and help them and as well. And like when I was a young player, you always look to senior pros, so you hope that I can be sort of a player that can help them as well over the next couple of months.
Over 400 appearances, I think I'm right in saying, for Cardiff over 14 years. I know you had a loan at Yeovil, but I mean, you really are pretty much a one-club man up until now. What's it like joining another side?
Yeah, I think that because of the time that it's been, I'm definitely just excited and ready for this new challenge. I think, obviously, without being obviously funny, after 15 years, if you move straight into another club, it would have felt more strange than what it does now. But I mean, I've been ready for a little while now to try to get into something and get a fresh challenge, and I'm just happy to have found a club now, and a great club in Argyle, and I'm just excited to get going and start to make new memories, and it's a fresh start for me, and hopefully it can be a good one.
You've been training with Aldershot, I think, over the summer. How fit are you, do you feel?
I feel really good, yeah. I feel like I'm in a really good place. Obviously, minutes are the only thing that I can't get, but in terms of training and football fitness, which you can't get if you just train on your own, I've been really lucky to have Aldershot Town. I've got to thank them, because they've had me in there for like 3 months now, and it just means I'm around players. I feel like you're training, it's just without the games. That's the only thing that I'm missing, but I'm hoping I can quickly get up to speed. Obviously, I'm coming into a new team, so I've got to obviously get to know everyone, but I feel ready and hoping that I can make an impact and help out as soon as possible.
And how difficult is that? I mean, most players, they don't necessarily enjoy the training. It's playing on the Saturday, isn't it? You were the other way around. You were training every day, but you knew there was no good game for you on a Saturday.
Yeah, really difficult. It's been a difficult few months for me, if I'm being totally honest with you. Like you said, throughout the week I was fine, because I felt like a footballer. But come the weekend and you're watching the scores come in and you're not involved anywhere, it was tough, to be honest with you. Difficult, but I'm glad that's all going to change now, and I can be playing football, what I love to do, at a great club. And yeah, I'm really excited for the games that we've got coming up.
And how difficult was it for you over the summer? Because I mean, obviously you used to be on Cardiff's books year after year and that sort of thing. How difficult a balancing act is it almost? Because I've no doubt you had offers, but maybe you didn't feel they were the right ones. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, you start to think, eventually you might. But I always stay true to sort of like what sort of level I want to play at, and how I felt, and how the contribution that I feel that I can still make. And I didn't want to sort of lower myself to that, with all due respect. So I was waiting, being patient, waiting for the right club really, and the right conversations with managers and things, and it just felt like a really good fit from the get-go at Argyle. And after speaking to the manager, obviously I got more excited, and it just happened really quickly after that.
Are you surprised the situation Argyle find themselves in the table?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously coming down last season, obviously you sort of expect that there'd be one of the stronger teams in this division, but football's a funny old game. It doesn't always work like that. I've experienced it myself, and I always think, okay, it's not been the start that everyone wants, but I always think that you're 1 or 2 results from the picture looking totally different. So, I'm just looking forward really and positively on what we can do to try and change it around. And like I say, I think you can have a good week, especially in the Football League. If you have a good week, the picture changes and it can all of a sudden look really positive again. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to do.
And you're here till January. I mean, was January chosen by yourself or by the club, or was it?
I think it was a mutual thing. I think obviously I'm under no illusions that I've had a little bit of time away from football, so I think it's probably nice for Argyle to have a look at me, and vice versa. And I think it felt like a good fit, and go in and try and prove myself, help my teammates out, help the club out. And it's, I'm sure there'll be conversations come nearer to that point.
Brilliant. Best of luck. Thank you, Joe.
Cheers.
Hello, Joe. Chris from Plymouth Live and the Herald, and welcome to Home Park. You said at the start you had a conversation with the manager and about what you can bring to the team. Apart from your experience, which we've touched on, what do you feel you can bring to the team as a player?
Yeah, well, I think sort of dictating sometimes the pace of the game and things like that, when to go long, when to go short, when to maybe put a foot on the ball and keep the ball, when to maybe play a bit more intense and aggressively. I'm hoping that comes under experience. I'm not just talking off the pitch and speaking around trying to help players out. That comes on the pitch as well. So I'm hoping that I can bring that to the team. Be a sort of sensible head in there, I guess, and try and help out the rest of the team.
You're right, Argyle's a fantastic club, but it's going through some tough times at the moment. Had a poor run of results. I guess you're under no illusions that this isn't going to be easy.
No, it's a challenge, that's for sure. But it's one I'm excited about. I believe that there's enough quality in the squad, and with the manager that we've got, that we can turn our sort of season around, really. So obviously I haven't been here for the times before, so I'm going to be a lot more positive coming in, as obviously it's a fresh start for me. But if I just look at it on day one for me and what we've got in the dressing room and in the dugout, I feel like we can put a run together. So I'm excited for the games that are coming up.
Yeah, some positivity in the dressing room, I'm sure, is going to be a really welcome addition for the players. Tom Cleverley obviously was a midfield player and played to an extremely high level. That must be nice to pick his brains.
Yeah, it's another factor as well. Obviously, he's had a great career, but because he's a midfield player, it's exciting for me. As much as I say about experience and my age and things like that, I still feel like I want to learn. I want to try and improve. Still feel like if you stop improving, you start going the other way. So I'm excited to play under a player who's had a great career in midfield at the top level. So I'm hoping that I can pick up things and learn off him, as well as my teammates as well. Some of the younger boys that I still want to grow and still want to improve, and I still think, as much as I want to try and help them out, I'm sure that they're going to help me out as well with my time here. So yeah, just really excited to get going.
And you want to play as soon as possible. I mean, I suppose there's got to be a sensible approach to this, but because you haven't played games for so long. But I mean, you must. How keen are you to get back playing as soon as possible? Yeah,
keen. Obviously I want to try and help out and contribute right away. I've obviously signed a short-term deal, so it's not going to be one of them where I'm going to have a pre-season, if you like. Like I say, I feel in a really good position. I've not come in needing to get fit. I feel fit, I'm ready. It's just them minutes, and it's something that you can only get by playing games of football. So I'm hoping to be involved as soon as possible, and to try and help the team out in any which way the manager sees best.
Wish you all the best for your time at Argyle.
Thank you very much.
Tom, a new signing for you.
Yeah, great news. Joe brings many things, and a lot of them are exactly what we need right now. His experience, his how well he does the basics, his quality, and he's a freshness about him, as well as we're short on left footers. You can see, last weekend only Tolly was the left-footed outfield player, and Tolly's not a set-piece taker. So Joe brings us a lot of things that we will value, and really pleased to get him through the door.
Has he been on your radar for a while?
Yeah, a few weeks now. When we're one thing we're lacking in the middle of the park is experience, and that player can really manage a football match, the tempo of the game, the referee, the opposition, and it's where you need your best decision makers. Now, decision making is something you learn over time, with Law and Malachi and young Caleb, it's been a big ask, and Joe will also help those players develop. I'm thinking Seb Campbell and so Joe's absolutely been brought through the door to help us straight away. But there'll be other benefits, and our young players, he's a great person to have for them to learn.
How fit is he?
He's been training with Aldershot, so he has a good baseline level of fitness. Now we need to be careful with that. So he'll train with the group today. He's ready for that. He trained with the performance guys yesterday, And yeah, we'll monitor that closely. Could be fit enough to be involved on Saturday, and the Bristol game could be a good opportunity for minutes.
And it's just through till January. What's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, for both parties, really. Obviously, it was something we needed to address right now, and yeah, it's something that if it is going well, then we would absolutely want to extend that. But yeah, we felt for both parties, and it worked just to do a really short-term deal.
Are you also looking at other free agents at the moment?
Well, we can only name 22 outfield players in the squad, and currently we're at that limit. So we have explored what's out there, but yeah, we're not in a position to do it now. So we had that one space available that Joe's filled. I don't think we could have got a better guy in to fill that, and yeah, that's where we're at the minute, and we're at capacity.
You go to Huddersfield, obviously, on Saturday. Doesn't look like they're in the best of form either. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, it's two teams, very similar situations. You know that struggling for confidence, struggling with injuries, struggling for form. So yeah, it's what I expect is intensity from them. You saw how they started the Bolton League game, and I thought they were fantastic in the first half, and then they dropped off, and sort of second half it shows where both of us are at. A couple of disappointments can really knock confidence, and I felt like that was the game. But I thought first half they were excellent in that Bolton game in the league, and they can play at intensity. Yes, they are struggling with injuries, but they've got exceptional quality and depth in their squad. So we're expecting a team that would like to play, and without the ball it'll be intense.
When you're struggling for results, struggling for form a little bit, is it a case of trying to go back to basics, really keep it very simple, that sort of thing?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. You know, I think it's important you go for the fundamentals, things that the players can control. And as a staff, yeah, we obviously ask the question, how do we put this right? And short term, it's the psychology of the players. Can we tap into that? Because, yeah, confidence and mentality are two huge things in a football. There's a group there, they've not turned into average players overnight, but there are a lot of them struggling for form and confidence, and we as a staff have to try and tap into that. What
would you give for a clean sheet on Saturday?
We actually have these conversations, and there's some far-fetched stuff that people would do for a clean sheet. So yeah, I won't go into detail, but a lot.
Injury-wise, how are you looking for Saturday?
No new concerns. We've got the long-term ones. So you've got Caleb, Zav, Pleggy and Jack McKenzie, and yeah, looking ahead, that'll be like having 4 new transfers in December, January time. Joe Edwards and Eamon Benarous are closer, but still weeks away. So yeah, it's nothing new. But yeah, no one I would say who's close to coming back yet.
I mean, in the case of Jack, it will almost literally be a new signing, won't it? How close is he now?
No, I feel for Jack. He's a hard worker in the gym, but he's setback after setback at the minute. So it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and that's been the story of his rehab. So we'll have to be patient with Jack.
Because it was shin splints, was that the last one?
Yeah, it's been a number of issues. When he gets close to sort of stepping his pitch work up, something else breaks down at the minute. So he's. I feel for him. We have to get round him mentally. But yeah, we won't be seeing him anytime soon.
The Green Army will obviously be out on force. Do you have a message for the fans at the moment?
Yeah, it's a hugely passionate fan base, so I fully understand that boils over sometimes, and yeah, we as playing staff expect their demands on us to perform, so that there's absolutely no problem with that. I think clubs are much healthier when they're together, but no, there's a demand and there's a passion from our supporters that we are desperate and working as hard as we possibly can to repay, and that hopefully that's Saturday.
Good luck. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.
Hello, Tom. Are you worried that there is a little bit of a disconnect between the fans and you and the players developing? You look at the reaction that there's been during the recent away games. You look at when Connor and Laurent went over to the away end at Wickham. Is that a little bit of an issue that's developing that you'd want to see resolved?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's only one way for us to resolve that, and that is hard work and performances. So yeah, every club that is completely together, and I don't just mean players and supporters, that's probably the most important connection, but board, women's team, academy, supporters, players, staff, when that is all connected and together, it's a healthy place to be. So yes, it's a concern of mine. Yes, I think we have it in our power to put that right. I think it comes from a good place. It comes from a level of passion from our supporters, from our players. But yeah, we have to work together to reconnect it. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen many times before where there is a little bit of disconnect, frustration. Those things can be solved, and most likely it is by good performances and wins, and that's where we feel that responsibility.
Getting the first goal in any game is important, but when you're in a run like this and the fans are not happy when you're behind in games, is it even more important to make sure you keep the fans on side by good performances and taking the lead and taking the game to opposition, even in away games? Yeah,
so how do we do that? That is being really focused, ready when that whistle starts, sort of on the front foot. We have to not save ourselves physically. It's a 95-minute game, but we might have to tip the scales and really push first 30 minutes, and I have to prepare the players to do that. But Huddersfield will be in exactly the same boat. I think it's two teams on Saturday. First goal is very important.
How much pressure do you feel under at the moment? It's 4 defeats in a row in all competitions. No one likes to throw out stats like that, but it does put extra pressure on you.
Yeah, it's my job. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I feel pressure of the club that I want to change the narrative. You know, it's a club, it's a support fan base that has consistently lost for 2.5 years. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I dedicate my life to change that. So yeah, I do feel pressure, and it's something that I'm working night and day to try and put right. It's part of my job. That is the seat I sit in. If I go through all the correct processes through the week and lose on a weekend, then I've failed. If I go through all the wrong processes through the week and win, I've succeeded. That's part of my job. I accept that. All I can do is look after the processes to the best of my ability, and hopefully that results in a win to relieve some of that pressure.
And you'll understand the frustration of the fans, won't you? I mean, it has been a tough couple of years. You haven't been here for all of that. You're not responsible for what went on before this season. But do you think there's a bit of a hangover? You know, the club's had a tough couple of years and people are just getting a bit worn down by it.
Yeah, they have. But looking to what I can control and have controlled, that the results haven't been good enough. We felt we've been really inconsistent, which is where Joe comes in. He brings a level of that. You don't play as many games at the level he has if you're not consistent. But we had a terrible August. We had a fantastic September. I think we won 5 games and lost 1 in September. And you feel like we've turned the corner. I'm starting to change that narrative. And then we have a disastrous October. And there's no hiding from that. And that is snowballed more by losing your local derby with not a great performance. But I'm the first one underneath that snowball, and I need to gather as many troops to help stop the snowball and push it back in the other direction. So we now have a month that looks like September.
Joe Rules, then he could be in the squad at Huddersfield on Saturday and could get some minutes on Tuesday. That's the way it's looking.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put him in the squad on Saturday if I didn't think he could play 20-30 minutes. So we're travelling up today, as I'm sure you'll know, just because it could be 8 hours, and the day before a game for me that's too much. So we're travelling up today. Joe will be in the travelling party. We've got 2 training sessions before the game on Saturday. We'll assess him and make a decision after training Friday afternoon.
If I can just run through a couple of the injured players. You said about Jack McKenzie, so there's no date at all for him at the moment. It's a real up in the air.
Yeah, so he obviously had it was a knee tendon issue, and then it was the shin issue, and now it's a foot issue. It's just at some point where I think Jack's body may be compensating for issues elsewhere, and then another part of the chain breaks down. So that's the process Jack's going through at the minute, and yeah, at the minute he's had a couple of flare-ups and really tough to hopefully we're looking at less than a month, but I can't be accurate with that, I'm sorry.
No, that's right. And then Joe Edwards and Eamon, you said weeks away?
Yeah, I'm hoping a couple of weeks for those two. Joe, we're due to find out today with Law getting a call up or not, whether Bradford will be on or not. Yeah. And yeah, I don't expect Joe or Eamon to make Bradford, but I expect them to make the game after that.
Yeah, Port Vale.
Yeah.
And then Zav and Caleb had hamstring injuries, similar sort of hamstring injuries by the sounds of things. When do you expect to see them on the training ground back playing?
Zav's doing fantastic. He's really worked his socks off in his rehab. He's out on the pitch every day. He's running at about 75% of his speed. And I expect him to be with the team in the next couple of weeks. Now that doesn't mean on a Saturday. He'll need a couple of weeks more training, but I'd say within 4 weeks we should see Zav back in a shirt.
Before Christmas?
Absolutely, yeah, but well before Christmas. I'm expecting start much before the middle of December for sure. Caleb's a lot later in that process. I know his injury happened later, and there was a little bit I think we got from the specialist. It'll be a couple of weeks more than Zav's full rehab, so Caleb will be new year.
Julio Pleguezuelo?
Again, Pleggy's someone who we've seen on the pitch. It'll be not the quickest process to get him up to speed to be with the team, but yeah, about 4 weeks. Let's hope we see Pleggy back involved and available for selection.
Joe Hatch has been recalled from his loan at Taunton. What's the plan for him next?
Hatch is someone I like. Yeah, so that it wasn't a let's move him elsewhere on loan. Hatch is someone I like. Yeah, I think he's an effective footballer. I like his physicality. He's whatever game he's played for us this year, you can say he's had an impact on it, you know, and he's had a couple of great chances, or he's created something, or he's really put himself about. I think he's an effective young player. So Hatch has come in with a view to use him over the next few weeks.
Would he go to Huddersfield with you?
Yeah.
So he's not going out on loan somewhere else. It's to get a bit of
absolutely.
Bit of game time.
I think he can be effective for us. He brings a freshness to it, and yeah, I want it to create an environment where you have to be playing well to keep your shirt, and bringing Joe Hatch and Joe Rolls back into the mix, I think brings that mentality a bit more.
And the last one from me, Connor's been called up. I'm guessing Brendan will as well, with Zimbabwe having two games. You're waiting on Law. Are you thinking that Bradford game's looking unlikely to be played? It is all
on Law's call up, you know. I will have to speak to Zach to see what time they are announcing that, the FA, and it'll be on that one. So yeah, he's been in the last two. He's played 90 minutes the last couple of games for the under-20s, so we expect him to be called up, but until that's announced, then we'll wait and see, and then we'll create a schedule after that.
Thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Far be it for me to select your team for you, much as I'd like to. But Lil McCabe, is there a reason? A lot of fans have asked why he hasn't started more regularly. Can you explain that one, Tom?
Yeah, I think going out on loan's all about learning, and I think just fantastic football player, technically. He's that six that can really take the ball and control the game with the ball. Now, what Law needed to improve, and he has, is how can you control your opponent without the ball? That's landing on seconds, that's duels, that's a few of the dark arts. And I think I've really seen an intensity to Law's work the last 2 weeks that's saying he's learning fast, which is exciting for us all, as well as his parent club. But think Joe Rolls coming in as well will be perfect for someone like
That's what I
Law
wondered.
to learn off. But yeah, Law's reacted really well to the information and feedback we've given him, and he's absolutely fighting for his spot for this weekend.
And just final one, bringing Joe in, he hasn't been in this environment, has he? So that's refreshing as well, isn't it? Is he a sure starter for Saturday, really?
No, fitness
Yeah.
wouldn't suggest he could start the game. So that I'll rule that one out now. But he certainly is coming in to help us and be in the starting lineup. Now, if that can be Bristol Rovers or we have to just give him a few more days training, I think up to the date of there's 12 games. So if he can come in for 10 starts, and if it's successful, we can extend that, then that would be the ideal scenario that he helps us right now. But Saturday from the starting lineup will be unrealistic.